Like, stop eating the paste special?
Speaking of which, David, I'm going to need you to come and look at the apartment with me.
Okay, why would I do that?
Yesterday, I was scraping some gunk off my wall sockets with a metal fork, and I gave myself the nastiest shock. And when I came to, I had an epiphany.
It's the Al Travis Show. Very excited. I do love having Senator Karin Housley come on the program. Senator, how are you doing today?
I am good. It's so gloomy up here in the cities right now.
Oh.
We should be getting rain in about 20 minutes. It is. I even opened my front door to try and get more light in here. It's so dark and gloomy outside. Ugh. How is it there?
Yeah.
Is it sunny?
We're supposed to be going to have a little rain shower outside the studios here at 11 o'clock, done by 12, golfing by 1. That is the plan today.
That's Phil's plan. He's golfing by noon.
That's easy. You just got to have a plan.
Yeah.
Phil, you mean my buddy Phil? That's who we're talking about.
Your buddy Phil said today he went to work out and he said, well, I'll be back around 9:30. Oh, wait, that's when you're doing your radio show thing. I'll be back at 10.
Now that hurt. That hurts a little bit, but I can appreciate it.
If he walks in, I'll get him.
Yeah, please. When he walks in too early, he'll regret that. Let me ask you this. Did you hear Senator Hoffman earlier? I want to get your guts on how the Senator Hoffman thing went. Senator Hoffman was on the program here about an hour ago. Did you hear it?
I did. I actually texted a bunch of people to listen to just because, we haven't talked to him. It's nice to know that he's getting visitors, so I'm going to go over and visit him. But it was so good to hear the old John Hoffman back and his sense of humor and his little jabs that he would take at you and his memory of previous shows. So, give his body as much time as that needs to heal. His brain was all there, and it was so good to hear him. Made me so happy. So thank you for having him on.
I will say it again. There are things, and there's always, I suppose, highlights of whatever career and whatever I've done. This is going to go down as one of those days. I don't know the last time I felt this fun. We didn't cover anything really huge. It didn't matter. His voice, his happiness, exactly what you said, made me feel so good today. This is going to be one of those days in radio for me that I'll say, I remember the day John came back, and I couldn't have been more thrilled. It's kind of the feeling I get every time you're on the show.
No. John Hoffman today was special. That was a good one.
It was. Things it did do, though, and I find this so weird, even in the take today, right? The idea that Senator Mitchell, see this transition I just did? The fact that Senator Mitchell, literally on Friday, was found guilty of both charges, and it's on the bottom half of the take today. There's all these other stories that are over that. I'm telling you, I don't know that there's a bigger story. Now, I think we talked about it. I was hoping she was not lying when she said, when you hear my story, you'll find out why I did it, and you'll understand, and it'll be this epiphany that I couldn't come up with in my own head. Sorry, the second the defense came up and started going, opening statements, and they were going with, it was a welfare check. There was nothing there. There was no there. Mitchell really took us all for a huge ride.
Oh, she did. She's just collecting her paycheck, and taxpayers should be livid, but that's what she's doing to them. Where Nicole Mitchell messed up. Nobody, not one person ever believed that lie of the welfare check, which she should have done the day after she broke into her stepmom's house, is just come forth and apologize and say, you know what? Grief got the best of me. Yeah, I did want some of my dad's things. Yes, I did break in. I am so sorry. I need to get some help. Because she's crazy, and that's just exactly what she did. But instead, she did this whole long thing. And we maybe even have said it. Maybe we wouldn't have even expelled her if she just said, I had a mental breakdown and did this. And nope, she just continues to lie to this day and steal taxpayer
and that
dollars.
grief card, I'm sorry, everybody grieves different. I get that. But the guy, her dad had died over a year ago. Mm-hmm. This wasn't, I'm wallowing from the funeral yesterday and then I did something stupid. This is a year's worth. And then the idea of the planning. It was just, I didn't have any other laundry to wear, so I put on the union suit, black coverall, and why'd you wear the stocking cap? And then the phone, the flashlight just happened to have a sock on it. It's just where we have it in my car. You couldn't believe any of it.
This was my O.J. Simpson trial. I was glued to it every single second. And it was very sad for my whole family because we were up at the lake and I had all 4 of our
Yeah.
kids, their spouses, and all 6 grandkids, and we're all at the lake. And I have one AirPod in the whole time because I'm watching Nicole Mitchell, and and we're on the beach. We are on the beach, and we're playing Beersby, and I'm listening to Nicole Mitchell. So to listen to her planning, and it all started to happen when Nicole Mitchell's stepmom, Carol, pretty much cut her off and said, quit texting me, quit calling me. You're not coming here. Go away. And that was like in February of 24. And that's when Nicole it was probably just stewing and planned from February 24 to April 22nd. She broke in.
All right. So she's a naval officer. She's not anymore. I presume that ruins her career there.
Have they done that yet, though? I don't know if they've actually officially.
Well, with the felony, they will. And then now she's a senator. Here's where I'm going with this. I see nothing that makes me think she's going to resign. She has gone this extra year because she needs a check. Okay, I get it. You don't want to be broke. You got lawyers to pay. But now the Democrats come out and say, we think she should resign. We really think she should resign. What about a year and a half ago? She needed the check. They needed the votes. Well, now, as I understand it, you all can't expel her unless you're in session. So she literally could just keep grabbing a check between now and February, right? Am I understanding that right?
That's exactly what she's going to do. And I'm sure they hinted at they're going to appeal that verdict. So she will drag it out again. And it's a sad day that they're not calling a special session just to expel her right now. That's what they should do. They should get on with this, get their other person seated and be done with it. But I don't know if Erin Murphy and Senator Bobby Joe Champion and the rest of them, that's what I really wanted you to ask John Hoffman. Maybe next week you can ask them, hey, are you going to push your caucus to call a special session to expel Nicole? Because they want her gone. Every single one of those Democrat senators want her gone. But will they have the together?
Well, don't you run into issues because the governor wants a special session. He wants to save the big beautiful bill that costs us all, and he can come save Minnesota. The governor wants it. But if you call a special session to get rid of Mitchell, now it's 33-33 in the Senate. It's 67-67 in the House. What if somebody stands up on the Republican side and said, I'd like to nominate a bill. I want to do a thing. Once it's in session, you can't get out, right, until that you voted out. Right.
So I don't understand why they're not doing it. Because even if we go all the way to February, and she votes on one bill, she can still vote because that's what the trifecta did. They allow felons to vote now, so she can still be there voting. Now we have someone who's convicted of 2 felonies voting as the deciding vote. I mean, come on, is Minnesota really going to go for that? They really are okay with that. But the Democrats, that would be stupid of them to not expel her before then, because then they have to do the 6 weeks of a special election, and then they're 33-33. So you know what? Every day they continue to not surprise me because they just do whatever they want.
You don't know how this is all going to play out. So when they played the little game about keeping her around because we needed the vote and even let her vote on the fact, let's vote. Should she be allowed to vote? She cast the deciding vote that I get to vote. I mean, the whole thing is a sham. But you keep it going and you say, we'll get done with it as soon as session's done. Well, session went long. Well, once session's over, what do you know? People got shot. And now we're to the point where he calls a special session. They get rid of her 6 weeks later to get another person in. You don't know if you win or lose it. They could be out of power when they come back in February. Do you risk that?
Well, and what about all the bills she did already vote on and was the deciding vote? That's what's really irritating me. We had 2 Senate ethics hearings where we wanted her gone because we knew she was going to be convicted of a felony. I don't know how she couldn't have been, and thank God for the people in Detroit Lakes that they saw the light. But all that she already has voted on in big deciding bills, the 34th vote. Right. I don't know. I can't figure out their logic right now. I know Senator Erin Murphy came out and said she should resign. Nicole Mitchell will never, ever resign. Oh. She will drag this out till the end of her term.
Why? And again, why? What? She's willing to do this for a year and a half, whatever it's been, willing to put her family through all this. Why not grab the checks between now and February? I don't see anything that changes for her. But let me ask you this. There are 2 seats that'll now be up. Of course, Hortman's, which I presume should go their way, whether it's really a big blue seat or not. But, the reason for the vote is huge. But on the other side, you have Woodbury, and the Woodbury senator put us through all of this and looks like they're still going to do all of this. Is there now a full court press by the Republicans to say that's the seat? Do we have somebody, you know what I'm saying? Your eyes lit up. Is this not all steam ahead, full steam ahead?
All hands on deck on this one. And believe me, we have some great candidates, really, really great candidates because this is the district next to my district. I'm one of the key point people in recruiting and talking. And I have a meeting today at 1:00 with one of them, and they are fabulous, fabulous candidates. So, it's going to be all hands on deck for that seat.
Okay, I love the fact the way you lit up when you said that. You really, folks, watch it on the Facebook. She lights up when she thinks about there's really good candidates here. The next segment, right after this break, we're going to talk about the fact I think the Republicans are lacking hugely in candidates in the state of Minnesota. We'll talk about that right after this with Senator Karin Housley.
Think about it. A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach. At Midwest Money Management, our mission is to provide you with the knowledge, tools, and confidence to feel comfortable financially today and secure about tomorrow. Learn more at MidwestMoneyManagement.com. That's MidwestMoneyManagement.com.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Inc. Midwest Money Management and JW Cole Financial Inc. and JW Cole Advisors Inc. are unaffiliated entities.
know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-AL's Show.
It's Senator Karin Housley and my buddy Phil on the Al Travis Show. Real quick, if I can, Senator. It's 2 bits. I know if you listen to the Hoffman thing, I could not remember what you called the quarters. It was 2 of a thing. Somebody just sent in, it's 2 bits. He wants to be called 50 Senator. Because 50 Cent's the only other guy who lived after being shot 9 times. It's a great joke. But 50 Senator, I don't think it goes. I want to call him 4 bits Hoffman.
4 bits Hoffman.
That's
okay,
and they go, what do you mean?
That's
That's 50 cents. The only guy that ever got shot 9 times and survived. 2 bits Hoffman. Or 4 bits Hoffman. That's what. Anyway, thank you for the listener
Hoffman.
letting me know. I do too.
Good. I was just wondering if listeners ever really get back to you because I heard the ad going in and then you can call into the Al Travis Show and I'm like, do people ever call you?
Generally, when I'm really wrong or I've completely spaced a word, Gallagher. The last time I couldn't remember the name of the comedian that you smashed. He smashed the fruit. Remember that guy that just was a sledgehammer and all that? I couldn't remember his name. I must have had 100 people send me Gallagher. How do you not remember Gallagher? Because I'm 60 and it was like 30 years ago. What do you mean?
Wow, I didn't even know that guy had a name.
Well, the guy who smashes pumpkin. Here's what I want to, and I'm going to give you all the time to explain this to me.
Mad at the Republican Party.
That's I am.
Where you're going to go.
Here's what happened. So you see the mayor of the guy who wins the mayoral race in New York, and he's a devout socialist. You're like, how bad can this get? You got a guy who's now wants to run for governor for the 3rd time in Minnesota, and he's got nothing but issues, right? I mean, school numbers are down. How many more fraud cases can we have? This guy's going there. Then you find out Minneapolis, they put up a Democratic socialist, literally the Fatah guy who stopped everything 2 years ago when they had everything going their way until he got what he wanted. Mm-hmm. All this is going on in the state of Minnesota. Has it ever been riper for the Republican Party to say, let's get back to normal. Let's get back to people that understand what normal is. And who are we putting on the plate? We have no bench. I'm sorry, and I know it's got Dr. Jensen's in. I know Qualls is in. I'm not ripping them. Thank you for putting your name in the ring. But we've not been down this road.
Well, we have a bench. Like, we really do have a bench. It's just a lot of people don't want to step up and run for it because it's really, really difficult for a Republican to win stateside, which is statewide, which we've tried, and we haven't done it since Pawlenty. So it's been years and years and years because of the population of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Those are the only 2 counties that any Republican candidate would lose. They'd win the other 67, or is there 87 counties? 87.
Yeah.
But it's just we have a good bench. We have a really good bench, but everybody really likes what they're doing right now.
Is it a good bench if you won't get off the? I'm sorry. Oh, it's not Pratt jumping in.
Pratt jumping up for CD2 to run against whoever the Democrat nominee will be for that district. So we've got one jumped in.
Okay, and which is great, and I know the Royce White. I get it. I just don't see it. I almost feel like it's going to have to be a who's the wrestling guy, Ventura kind of guy who has what do I care? I'll give it a wing. It's going to have to be a Republican guy with enough money in his pocket, business guy who says, you know what, I'll give, because I've never seen a better time. Since Pawlenty, when has we have an opportunity where, what are you going to points going well in Minnesota right now? Your kids' education, your taxes?
I thought we had the opportunity when Walz ran the second time. I thought for sure that was our opportunity, and that didn't work. So I don't know. I mean, we're looking, and people are saying no. So who do you blame when we're like trying to find people, and maybe everybody's just waiting on Walz too, because see what he decides. I don't know. You can be mad, but we're trying.
I know you're trying, but my point is we need a full force effort. And I would even look with the last minute. The Republican Party itself seems to just be in turmoil. And what are we going to do? It seems as this side and that side all fighting inside their own party. When do we get on the same side of the tug-of-war rope and start pulling together?
Well, we're together. And if it's Walz or if it's Kendall Qualls or Scott Jensen, we'll all be behind whoever that is. And they are good candidates, and it was a tough race last time. So we'll see. We will see. And right. I think we're all together. Why do you think we're not all together?
Well, you got a new guy running the Republican
He's new.
Party, and then he got rid of his vice chair of something just recently. And
Jennifer
it's like,
DeJarnette.
thank you. The names escaped me. So it's just
Gallagher.
like, oh, and I believe they're in the hole of like $200,000 something. There's no money in it anyway. It just seems that nothing is set up for success. That's all I'm saying. And I've just watched from the outside, and I probably have no right to talk if that's all I'm going to do. But they pay me to talk, so that's why I do.
Well, you know what? I think we do need a leader at that level because we've been floundering at the state level for a long, long time.
Yes.
And that could be what's at the core of why we don't get any great candidates is because there's no support coming from the Republican Party of Minnesota because there's no money. So you're right. If we could have somebody step up and run that show, I know Tom Emmer has tried to get his people in over there, but then there's a lot of backlash. So I think he's just now staying in his lane, and he raises more money than anybody in the whole state ever. So, right, we need somebody. I wish it could be somebody like Tom Emmer. I wish somebody like Tom Emmer would run for governor, but now he loves his gig too. So, I don't know.
All right, well, we'll keep talking about it. I appreciate you being here. We're out of time. Love having you on the show.
I didn't
Senator.
even get
Appreciate
a rapid fire.
Oh, nuts! I gave next week 2 rapid fires with Senator Karin.
Yes.
You're right. I had a piece of paper right there. Sorry about that. Senator Karin Housley on the Al Travis Show.
See
We
you
mess up
later.
here sometimes.